as the Grange and the populist farming movements to demand more equitable treatment for the public. Millions of Americans banded together to push for legislation that could rein in corporate excess, such as the Interstate Commerce Act in 1887 and the Sherman Antitrust Act in 1890. In addition, they established regulatory commissions that forced railroads to adopt non-discriminatory rates. Only in response to these external pressures did railroads provide rates and a service that enhanced the livelihoods of a wide swath of the U.S. populace. Electrification too required civic action for public gain. Thomas Edison and other pioneers sparked widespread fascination with electricity during the 1870s and 80s. Dramatic displays of light at World's Fairs such as the Columbian Exposition in Chicago in 1893 connected electricity in the popular imagination to social progress. Yet it soon became clear that electricity did not mean progress for all. In its first 2 decades, it was too expensive for the vast majority of Americans, and, even 50 years after its first introduction, a third of U.S. households lacked service. As with railroads, residential consumers often paid rates 5 times higher than large corporations. In factories, electrical machines often lowered wages by replacing skilled workers, and the glow of its lights made unpleasant graveyard shifts more common. Fair and widespread access to electricity came only after reformers organized and agitated to reach groups whom the electric companies had chosen to ignore. They demanded that public utility commissions regulate rates, and pressured companies to expand coverage. If this failed, citizens often built publicly owned electricity systems. In 1935, the Rural Electrification Administration, a program of the New Deal, provided government support to rural consumers who wished to build their own transmission wires and electricity cooperatives. Only after they saw the success of these initiatives did utilities begin to provide an electricity service to rural consumers. The accomplishment of a truly public infrastructure has never been complete. The recent crisis of water infrastructure in Flint, Michigan, is a notorious example. Thousands of other cases, such as Louisiana's Cancer Alley, reveal that, for poor and minority communities, infrastructure has often been more a threat than a benefit. Despite these shortcomings, citizen advocacy has changed infrastructure from a tool of the elite into networks that have given many more individuals a fair shake at achieving the American dream. It is a history that should guide our thinking in the present. In sum, infrastructure is not just concrete pipes or wires, it is a collection of systems, material, social and political, that provide individuals with the opportunity to participate in social and economic life. Attempts to revitalize U.S. infrastructure must recognize this point and move beyond simple technological design. We need to pay attention to access for all Americans, maintenance that prevents catastrophic collapse, and monitoring to protect the health and well-being of disadvantaged communities. Democracy, not technological innovation, will make U.S. infrastructure great again. Christopher Jones. This article was originally published at Aeon and has been republished under Creative Commons.